Hey, hi everyone. This is Vishal Boir. Today we will learn a very important pathway in central metabolic pathway of cellular metabolism called as glycolysis. Now, the glycolysis word, if you break it down, the word glycose means sweet, while the word lysis means splitting or breaking it down. So that means in this pathway we will see a sweet molecule getting broken down. So our sweet molecule over here is glucose. Let us see, if a cell directly burn out the glucose, what will happen in the cell if the cell is doing that? So let us assume that we are burning it down completely at once. So what will happen? A reaction kind of this can happen. Now this is little bit exaggeration, but still cell wants to avoid this kind of reaction. Now what cell does? Cell then breaks glucose in series of reaction in a stepwise manner so that the energy present in the glucose is then conserved in the form of ATP. Now, if you come to the definition of glycolysis, we will read this definition. A molecule of glucose is degraded in a series of enzyme catalyzed reactions to yield two molecules of pyruvate. As you can see, glucose over here is broken down serially in a sequential reaction to get us the pyruvate over here. So one molecule of glucose is broken down to get us two molecules of pyruvate. So now let us go to the next slide. Now glycolysis has two phases. First phase is called preparatory phase and the next phase is called payoff phase. In the preparatory phase, it involves reaction of breaking down glucose into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So it involves 5 major steps via which glucose is converted and broken down into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Then in the next phase, that is called as payoff phase, it also involves 5 more reaction. The glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is then oxidized and broken down further into two molecules of pyruvate. So glycolysis involves two phases. First one is called as preparatory phase, which is having 5 reactions, and the next one is called as payoff phase. Now why they are called preparatory phase and payoff phase? Now preparatory phase is a very important one. We will come to know in a moment. Let us see the preparatory phase. Now you can see the preparatory phase. It involves a molecule of glucose and with the series of reaction via different enzymes, the glucose molecule is converted into glucose 6-phosphate, then into fructose 6-phosphate. We will get then fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, and then the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is converted into two molecules. First is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and the next one is dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Now why this is called as preparatory phase? Now preparatory phase involve preparation of glucose molecule for its further breakdown in the next coming reaction. Now it involves investment of energy. As you can see in this reaction, ATP is invested, and in also this reaction at third step, ATP is invested. So preparatory phase involve investment of energy to prepare the glucose molecule for its further breakdown so that potential energy present in the glucose can be conserved in the form of ATP in the coming reactions. So after preparatory phase, let us go to the next one, that is called as payoff phase. Now in payoff phase, whatever we saw at the last step, that is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, that is actually they are two molecules now. Now glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is then oxidized and broken down further into 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. Now we will start over here, we will consider over here and you can remember it very well, 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphates are actually involved. So we will get 2 molecules further. So we will get 1 3 bis phosphoglycerate formed, then we will get 3 phosphoglycerate, again 2 molecules, then 3 phosphoglycerate converted into 2 phosphoglycerate, and the 2 phosphoglycerate converted into phosphoenol pyruvate, again 2 molecules, and then from this phosphoenol pyruvate we are getting very important molecule, that is in the final step we will get 2 pyruvate molecule. Now this particular phase is known as payoff phase, because in this phase we are getting whatever energy that we have invested in earlier phase, we are getting paid off whatever energy that we have already invested. As you can see in this reaction, 2 molecules of ATPs are formed. Again in the final step, 2 molecules of ATPs have been formed. So we are getting energy liberated by breaking down glucose actually in payoff phase. So whatever energy is present in the glucose is somehow liberated through this series of reaction, and in actually payoff phase we are getting energy release from glucose breaking down into it is conserved in the form of ATPs. So as you can see, over here we have seen and over here we have seen 2 ATPs have been formed. So let us go to the detail. We will see preparatory phase, which is involving reaction 1 to 5. We will see the first reaction. Now the first reaction is phosphorylation of glucose, where as you can see the enzyme hexokinase is involved. Now in hexokinase catalyze this reaction. It transfers a phosphate from ATP to this carbon, sixth carbon of glucose, so that we will get a molecule of glucose phosphorylated into glucose 6 phosphate. As you can see, phosphate group over here at the 6th carbon. Now this reaction is a reversible one, as you can see from the arrow, and this is a very important reaction in cellular metabolism, because whatever glucose which was present in an environment, cell try to get that glucose into the cytoplasm, and to trap this glucose in cytoplasm, cell does what? Cell performs this reaction, which is catalyzed by hexokinase, and a phosphate group is added over here. So for as a result of which glucose 6 phosphate is somehow getting entrapped into the cytoplasm. Very important one for the cell, because cell cannot lose glucose again back to environment. So that's why cell is doing what? It is phosphorylating glucose, so that a phosphate molecule, as soon as it is added to glucose, so glucose 6 phosphate, now a converted a derivative of glucose is getting entrapped into the cell. Now let us go to the second step. In the second step, glucose 6 phosphate is converted into fructose 6 phosphate. Let us see that reaction. Over here, very important one, phosphohexose isomerase is involved. This enzyme somehow convert this glucose 6 phosphate into fructose 6 phosphate. Okay, so this is an isomerization reaction where 6 carbon compound glucose is converted into a 6 carbon fructose. So glucose, as you must be aware of, that glucose is an hexose and fructose is also an hexose, but the difference is glucose is aldose sugar while fructose is ketose sugar. So in this case, phosphohexose isomerase has done what? It has converted isomerized glucose 6 phosphate into fructose 6 phosphate. Now this is a reversible step in the glycolysis. Let us go to the next one. Now next one involved phosphorylation of fructose 6 phosphate into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Let us see that reaction. Now over here, fructose 6 phosphate with the help of enzyme, very important one, phosphofructokinase. What does that phosphofructokinase is doing? It is transferring a phosphate group to this carbon. Now what you will see, this particular fructose 6 phosphate is having already a 1 phosphate added in at the 6th position, but now it is having one more phosphate added at the first carbon. So what we will get now? Fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Now phosphofructokinase is very famous enzyme, and it is very important in glycolysis because at this particular step, third step, and the enzyme, that is phosphofructokinase, in this step it is making it certain that glucose is committed to glycolysis and not the other pathways present in the cell. This is a very important reaction, and this is an irreversible reaction, as you can see from the arrow. Let us go to the next one. Now in the next step, fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is cleaved into two molecules. Now let us see that reaction. Over here, this is our fructose 6 phosphate, and an enzyme called as aldolase is involved in the cleaving reaction. Aldolase is a kind of scissor you can consider. It will cut this molecule into two molecules. That is, the first one is DHAP, that is dihydroxyacetone phosphate, and the next molecule is our glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. So this is a very important step. As you can see, one molecule of fructose 1,6 bisphosphate was broken down into two molecules. This is the one molecule, and another molecule is glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. So we got two molecules, DHAP and glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. This is a reversible step in the glycolysis. Let us go to the next step. It involves the interconversion of triose phosphate. Now, as you can see in the last step, we got two triose phosphate. One is dihydroxyacetone phosphate, while the other one is glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Now, these are interconverted into only one form, that is glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. So we have one glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate already formed, then a dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So the enzyme triose phosphate isomerase does what? It isomerizes this into this, that is glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Now this is again a reversible step. Now what do we have now? We have two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate at the end of preparatory phase. Now let us go to the payoff phase. This is very important because in this phase we are getting energy liberated from glucose broke down conserved in the form of ATP. Let us see the first reaction, that is the sixth one in the payoff phase. Oxidation of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate into 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. Let us see this reaction. So glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, please remember these are two molecules now, as we have seen in last step. So two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, two molecules of inorganic phosphate, two molecules of NAD plus are involved. The enzyme is glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate dehydrogenase. What does this enzyme do? It oxidizes glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate into a compound, very important, 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. And in the reaction itself, an inorganic phosphate is added at this particular carbon. So what we are getting, we already have a phosphate over here in this step, that is on glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate on third carbon. Now the incoming phosphate from inorganic phosphate, it is added to this, that is this carbon, first one. So what we have got? We have got 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. Now again consider that these are again two molecules. This reaction is a reversible one in the glycolysis. Let us go to the next one. In the next reaction, there is a phosphoryl group transfer from 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate to ADP. Let us see that reaction. This is our 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. See this phosphate. And this is our ADP. This molecule is ADP. So what is happening? Phosphate is added to this ADP. So this is catalyzed by the enzyme phosphoglycerate kinase. This is again a reversible step. What we will get? A phosphate transferring from 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate to the ADP. What we will get? We will get an ATP form. Very important reaction. An ATP is formed. Energy is conserved. And the rest of the molecule that we have got is 3-phosphoglycerate. Again, you remember very well that 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate, we have started from with the two molecules of ADP is involved. So we will get two molecules of 3-phosphoglycerate and two molecules of ATP formed. In the next step, eighth one, there is a conversion of 3-phosphoglycerate to 2-phosphoglycerate. Let us see that. In this is the 3-phosphoglycerate molecule with the enzyme phosphoglycerate mutase. This phosphate, the enzyme is doing what? It is transferring this phosphate from the third carbon to the second one. This is the reversible step. What we will get next? We will get a product that is 2-phosphoglycerate. As you can see, phosphate is shifted to the second carbon. That's why there is a change in the position of phosphate. That's why the enzyme is called as mutase. It is changing the position. So in this is the reversible step. We have got the intermediate 2-phosphoglycerate. Again consider, very important, two molecules of 3-phosphoglycerate. We will get two molecules of 2-phosphoglycerate. In the ninth step, in the ninth one, there is a dehydration of 2-phosphoglycerate to get us a phosphoenol pyruvate. Now we will see this reaction. As you can see, hydrogen and OH from second and third carbon are released as a H2O molecule. So from 2-phosphoglycerate, what we have got? We have got this molecule, that is phosphoenol pyruvate. A double bond is introduced over here. So we have got from two molecules of phosphoglycerate, we got two molecules of phosphoenol pyruvate. Now this is a reversible step in the glycolysis. Let us go to the next one. Final step of glycolysis and the final step in payoff phase. Very important one because it involves transfer of phosphoryl group from PEP to ADP. This is a phosphoenol pyruvate, and see the phosphate group at the second carbon. Now this is transferred to the ADP. Now what we will get in this reaction? We will get phosphoenol pyruvate converted into pyruvate and a molecule of ATP. A molecule of ATP is getting formed. As you know, 2-phosphoenol pyruvate, so we will use 2 ADP. We will get 2 pyruvate molecule and 2 ATP molecule formed. This is a irreversible step in a glycolysis catalyzed by pyruvate kinase, a very important enzyme. So what we have got? We have got one molecule of glucose completely broken down into two molecules of pyruvate, and in this process energy released is conserved in the form of ATP. So if you see the balance sheet, the gross ATP yield from one glucose molecule is 4 ATP for one glucose molecule. So we have got 4 ATPs per glucose molecule. This is our gross ATP yield, while the net ATP yield is actually 2 ATPs per glucose molecule. Now why it is like that? Let us see the payoff phase. In the payoff phase, we got 2 ATPs formed over here and 2 ATPs formed over here. So we got 4 ATP, but the net yield is actually 2 ATPs. So why it is like that? If you consider the preparatory phase, we have invested 1 ATP over here and 1 ATP at this step. So we will have to minus this 2 ATP. So what we will get? 2 ATPs formed. So net ATP yield of glycolysis is 2 ATP per glucose molecule. Now in glycolysis, we have seen that actually there are 10 steps, and in the 10 steps, what we saw glucose molecule broken down sequentially into two molecules of pyruvate. Now in this, we have to consider that among these 10 steps, 3 steps are irreversible. The first step over here, irreversible one, catalyzed by hexokinase. Next, again irreversible step is third one, catalyzed by phosphofructokinase, and the final step, third one, catalyzed by pyruvate kinase. These three are irreversible step. These three are irreversible step, while the rest of the steps are reversible one. So what we saw today, breakdown of glucose molecule in one of the famous central metabolic pathway, that is glycolysis. It is also known as EMP pathway because it was discovered by Emden, Meherhoff and Parnas. These were the three scientists, and that's why the name given to this pathway, that's why it is also known as EMP pathway based on the name of scientist. So today we have studied glycolysis or EMP pathway, and we saw two molecules of ATP we have got from breaking down one molecule of glucose into two molecules of pyruvate. So I think you have understood about glycolysis today. If you have understood and liked the video, then please give like as well as subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.